You know, it's so funny how things work. Imagine how Stephen Harper was given massively positive reviews about how he was doing good with the economy. Massive good. He was actually quite popular back in 2011 and 2012, 2013. Oh, yes, Stephen Harper was the one who helped us stay afloat when the whole world was crashing down. America, England, France, Greece, Italy, they were crashing down. It was the end of the world. And Stephen Harper saved us. And they were all happy. And everybody was happy. Richest middle class. We were all celebrating like it was Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Because Canada had the richest middle class. Never happened before. Never happened before. Oh, he balanced the budget. Not once, but twice. How amazing. Everybody was like, oh, this is beautiful. And people in Canada were happy. They were getting ready to elect him forever. He was going to die there at 24 Sussex. He was going to die there. Harper was going to die there. They thought he was the Messiah. Everybody all over the world was congratulating him and saying how great of a person he was. Everybody was just going on and on and on and on. We were all at his feet in praise. And the Liberals were in third place. And they remained in third place even during the early parts of 2015. They were in third place. It was the end of the Liberals. It was the end of the Liberals. That was the end. No more. And then, here comes the long-haired Mac Daddy. Here he comes. Walked up in here about a few months ago with his stinky feet, his nasty long hair, this donkey from hell, coming up here, and all of a sudden Stephen Harper is a damn fool. He's a damn fool. Everybody thinks now he's a damn fool. And Michael Arana, the Arana Nation, is a damn fool. You just shut up, Mike. You don't know what you're talking about. Because the long-haired Mac Daddy is in town. And he's macking everybody. And he's been macking everybody since he got here. And now all of a sudden, he comes up and says, I will legalize marijuana. And I will take a selfie with you. And all of a sudden, Canada thinks Stephen Harper's a damn fool. All of a sudden, because of this one statement about legalizing marijuana, taking selfies, looking like some kid who's barely reached puberty, all of a sudden Canadians think Harper's a damn fool. What the hell? Can you imagine how we went from richest middle class? We were praising about that. We were balanced budget, saved the auto sector, saved the economy from disaster when everyone else was falling in the tank. And now all of a sudden this long-haired devil who comes from a trashy woman, who comes from the womb of a trashy, unfaithful, nasty, crazy woman with his disgusting father who went a-whoring after a crazy woman, and they create this long-haired donkey devil Mac Daddy, and all of a sudden Canada thinks Stephen Harper's a damn fool? What the hell have we done as a country? What the hell? And now, the GDP has just contracted. They just said it right over there on Financial Post. Look it up. I ain't lying to you. Arana Nation doesn't lie. Arana Nation doesn't lie. Arana Nation doesn't commit conspiracy theories either. It's all fact. Truth. Financial Post has just said the GDP is contracting. And now we have a government that don't give two rats ass about Canada. Doesn't. Because billions of dollars are going to other countries. Just now I'm reading that Justin the long-haired donkey devil, Mac Daddy, has decided to hold off on infrastructure spending. It was just in the news, CTV. Look it up, if you want. Yeah, I ain't lying to you. He's going to suspend infrastructure spending. But the moment he got into the Prime Minister's office, that donkey, that long-haired donkey who got into the Prime Minister's office, one of the first things he did was to give over $1 billion to Indonesia to help fix their infrastructure. Not even having to ask twice, immediately gave it to Indonesia. Immediately. No stalling, no nothing. And he's stalling to give infrastructure spending for Canada. And now the GDP is shrinking. Diabetics and people with mental illness are getting their benefits cut. Completely cut. If you got diabetes, if you've got mental diseases, your benefits are going to be cut by the long-haired donkey's government. But he immediately gives over $1 million to Iraq and Syria and African countries and Middle Eastern countries to help them with the food crisis. So he takes from Canadians and he gives to other countries. People say he's Robin Hood. He ain't no Robin Hood. Stop with that lie. Robin Hood has more honor than this long-haired donkey devil. Robin Hood took from the rich, from the rich and gave to the poor. This guy takes from the rich, the poor, the middle class, and gives it to Mufasa and Muhammad and Shafimbi and Shavimbu and all these people in Africa and Asia, and they don't even get it. The governments of those countries are going to get the money. You think Trudeau's giving that money to people actually suffering with the food crisis? No, it's going to the governments of Middle Eastern and African nations. And I doubt, just like many of these third world countries have done before, they will use that money and put it in Swiss bank accounts like they've done many times. And this is what we get. We go from the richest middle class. We go from balanced budget. Not saying Harper was perfect. Harper did many things that I felt were not appropriate, like getting too close to China. And there was talk about a trade. I don't know if that's true or not. But, you know, the refugees, there were certain things he did I didn't agree with. I wish that, you know, he would have been more open and more, talk with the premiers of the other countries. I wish he would have done more of that. And I wish he would have done more for natives. Not saying that we should stop building pipelines, but do more dialogue, create an inquiry for missing and murdered Aboriginal children. I wish he would have done that. But don't you come up here and tell me, because this long-haired devil comes up in here and says he's going to give you weed, that all of a sudden Stephen Harper's a damn fool. Don't come up with me with that. Don't come up with me with that. Don't you dare come up with me with that just because your sorry ass, your process head, nasty ass is getting weed legally. And I'm not even saying I'm against it. Look, I've actually modernized on that issue. I am not necessarily against the legalization. But at the same time, if it's going to be done, the weed industry should not be monopolized and owned by the government. You should spread it out. It's the LCBO in Ontario that's going to run the weed market. I think just demonopolize it. It's it. I don't think people should, now with harder drugs, I don't think it should be legal, but I don't think we should be arresting people for these drugs, because I personally feel that if you take drugs, you are suffering from mental issues. You need help. You need hypnotherapy. I don't care what. Me and David the Menzies had a fight. Well, not a fight, but we disagree on that, on the Rebel Yell. I think that people shouldn't be arrested for drugs unless they're selling it. They need help. But don't you come up here and tell me that this long-haired donkey piece of shit that come out the womb of a trashy, nasty, crazy woman who couldn't keep her legs closed and jump in the bed out of every famous man on the planet, and who probably made it so that Fidel is Trudeau's father and not the other one. Don't tell me he's good just because he go give you marijuana. Don't give me that. And it's mostly millennials doing that. You know, millennials are always saying, oh, Michael, you giving us a beat down. If you'd have just shut up, Michael, we'd be successful. We'd be prosperous. We'd be happy. We wouldn't be doing drugs. We wouldn't be voting for the long-haired donkey. If you'd have just shut up, Michael. If you'd have just shut up, we wouldn't be doing drugs. We'd be working. We'd be faithful to our girlfriends and our boyfriends. We wouldn't be having children out of wedlock. We wouldn't be getting AIDS and stuff because we don't know how to close our legs. We wouldn't be having all these children because we know what rubber is. If you'd have just shut up, Michael, millennials would be in a better space than they are now. Give me a break. Give me a break.